Welcome to session 2, market research and competitive analysis. In session 1, we covered user research and product requirement gathering, and we'll just be talking about what market research is and competitive analysis. Now, introduction to market research. Conducting research is crucial to the product discovery phase of product development. Previously, you learned how user research contributes to the product discovery phase, and market research is another major contributor. Market research involves researching and analyzing gathered information about the overall target market segment, target users, and direct competitors of your products. Now, market research is a bit of consider it an umbrella under which user research falls into. Now, market research involves the markets. You are researching about the market. You're also researching about direct competitors of your product. This is where competitive analysis comes in. But for now, market research is about the market, the total market segment, while user research is about your target user. So, user research is a bit niche, more niche than market research. In market research, for example, Nigeria is a market, the United States is a market, and so if you are trying to break into the Nigerian market, for example, and your product has already launched in the US, or let's say your product has launched in Nigeria, and you're trying to break into the United States or the United Kingdom market, you will have to go and conduct market research to understand how the people there behave, what their cultural beliefs are, what their practices are, what's their buying power, how do they believe, all of these things fall under market research. So it's understanding the broader market segment as opposed to user research that is just about your specific target audience or your specific demographic that you are looking at targeting with your products. Now, a way to think of market research versus user research is to always consider the that market research involves a wider sample size while user research focuses on a more niched audience. For example, like I said, the Nigerian market as a whole is considered a market segment, while targeting Nigerian Gen Z, for example, is a niche target audience. Introduction to market research. Okay, continuation. Consider that you are a product manager launching a product already in existence in a different market, such as the US market. You first need to conduct market research to ensure viability of your product in the Nigerian market before deciding on your niche target audience and conducting user research. Hence, market research ensures viability of your product first and foremost while user research validates your hypothesis. So, market research ensures that your product, first of all, is viable in the market that you're looking to launch before you now conduct user research to confirm your hypothesis that there is a problem that your product is a solution to. Now, what are the importance of market research in product management? How do we tie market research to product management? Now, market research contributes to finding product market fit (PMF). PMF is when your product solves your users' pain points so well that it attracts a loyal customer base, which leads to incremental growth over time. Now, remember in our first class in week 1, I mentioned how, as a product manager, while you are thinking about solving your users' pain points, because product management is at the intersection of business, user experience, and technology, the business part involves you thinking about company objectives as you are driving product development. And so, once your product has achieved product market fit, it means you have also hit your company objective or you are in line with your company objective. And it means your product is now growing in terms of revenue and user base. And that is when your product is considered to have hit product market fit. And from its definition, achieving PMF means you first have to ensure that the problem your product is solving, actually exists on the market. And this is where market research comes in, because if you are solving an inexistent problem, then you have failed from the start. And so, in order to achieve PMF, which is a broader goal, you have to conduct market research to ensure that the problem that you are trying to solve actually exists in the market that you are trying to solve that problem for, so that your customer base will continue to grow which will result in product growth and revenue growth for your product. And so you can see how attaining PMF is directly tied to first understanding your market and your users. Without understanding your market and whatever existing nuance exists in that market, the chances of finding product market fit is slim, which spells doom for your product. Market research also enables the product team to make informed decisions for the product. Understanding the target market segments will help product managers empathize with customer pain points and needs. Again, this is where you have to understand your users. You have to be able to empathize with them, be able to deeply understand what their pain points are and how to solve it. And this directly impacts how you wireframe ideas and consequently how your product is being built. And so it also ensures that product design designs product that the customers will be excited to use. Remember that market research is not just for product managers, it is for the product team. When you conduct a market research, you sync with your entire product team and you go over it, you share it with stakeholders, you share it with your team members so everybody can be abreast, because product development is a team responsibility. In as much as the product manager is responsible for the product, you also have collaborators and you need all of them to buy into the success of the product. And so conducting product research helps the entire product team make informed decisions. It also informs prioritization. We'll get into that. Now, it also helps the product team understand unique factors that could impact customers' reception of the product. Researching your market landscape can help you uncover factors such as religion, cultural beliefs, purchasing power, etc., that can influence the success of your product. For example, let's say you're looking to launch a savings and investment app targeted at millennials in Nigeria. That means you also have to factor in the fact that there are diverse religions existing in the Nigerian demographic. And this now means that you have to now consider how you implement features and how you launch that savings and investment app, because you now have a complex target audience, and you have to this has to inform your product development phase. So this might mean implementing a feature like halal savings, for example, to accommodate millennial Muslim investors, and also as you implement regular savings for Christians. So this is just a way to factor in religion. An example of an app that clearly factors in the market segment into their product offering is CarryWise. CarryWise uses social activities that influence the behavior of their target audience, religious beliefs, and they have a deep understanding of their target audience purchasing power to deliver solutions to their users' problems. I know that CarryWise even draws from things like social activities. For example, if certain club is playing football, the Premier League is going on, they will they build savings that are in line with different teams. So if your team is winning, you save. This is a product that has deeply understood what motivates their market segments. They understand their users, they understand the market in which they are operating in, and they continue to build products that are around this understanding. And so this is why market research is important. It frames the product development process so importantly. Now, ways to conduct market research. You need to look for ways to, aside Google, I don't think that Google is a very appropriate tool to research your market, especially if you're not in the social circles of your, or you don't belong in the demographic of your target audience. Say, for example, you're already in your 40s and your product is targeting 20 to 30-year-old young adults. You don't belong in that demographic, right? But you need to understand them in order to design solutions, in order to build this product that caters to them. So you need to now look for niche ways to conduct market research in a way that you are getting valuable feedback. One is going to communities like Quora. Quora is an online knowledge sharing community where users interact by sharing opinions on a topic or answering questions asked by community members. Quora is a gold mine for product managers to get first-hand information into target customers' pain points and insights about competitors' products in their intended market segment. So there's really no conversation you go on Quora that you won't find. So if you are looking for, say for example, how Americans interact with money or interact with debt, maybe you are building a fintech tool that is targeted at Americans. If you go on Quora, you are guaranteed to find a conversation that is around this topic. So going to communities and just monitoring or observing the interactions of your market segment, the people that are in that market, and how they interact with certain concepts that are framing how you build your products is very important. Another one is Facebook groups. Joining Facebook communities that comprises of people in your market segment can provide you with unique insight. Let's say you are targeting Nigerians in diaspora, but you live in Nigeria and you need to understand what Nigerians in diaspora, what their unique pain points are, so you can incorporate that into your tool, but you don't have that first-hand experience. Going to Facebook groups where Nigerians in diaspora are the community members can give you such valid insights, and this is also where you can now draw users to conduct your user research. So you can see how market research is an umbrella under which user research is under. There's also social listening. Social listening, being able to penetrate the social media landscape of your market segment on apps like X, formerly Twitter, gives you direct access to the thought processes and sometimes cultural nuances that exist in a specific market. Twitter is really, really important. Like, Twitter is very crucial in when you are performing social listening. I really, really recommend it. You go there and you kind of try to tweak your algorithm. Let's say you don't live in the market in which your target users live, or your product is trying to penetrate another market. You need to find ways to tweak your algorithm to show you tweets from users in your intended market landscape. I know you can go to the search bar and type certain words and just see how people are interacting, and so you can just listen socially, listen and see how your users are interacting with your products, or see how users are interacting with the concept under which your product is formed. If your product is a fintech, if your product is a property tech, you want to see how users in your market segment interact with property tech, how they rent. The way we rent in Nigeria is not how South Africans will rent house, for example. The way we pay rent is not the same way people in America pay rent. And so it's important to try to understand these unique nuances that govern a certain market in order to ensure that we are pushing the right products into the right markets. Now, introduction to competitive analysis. What is competitive analysis? If you've ever conducted a Google search on a product versus similar products in a bid to decide on whether or not to settle for a particular service which they all offer, then you have conducted competitive analysis. Imagine that you want to buy a phone, right? Or you want to buy a blender, and you Google this brand of blender, and then you Google this other brand of blender and try to compare this versus this. You are conducting competitive analysis. Googling Spotify music versus Apple Music, or Netflix versus Amazon Prime, or Apple versus Samsung are activities that usually encompasses conducting competitive analysis. These products are direct competitors, which means you are usually going to put one against the other when you're making a decision. Right now, competitive analysis is the act of gathering information about competing products, services, or companies offering similar product offerings to a similar market. So it's you're gathering information about competing products or services or companies that are offering similar product offerings in a similar market. In product management, conducting competitive research involves researching another product operating within the same industry as their products and caters to your target audience. For example, in Nigeria, Piggyvest and Carrywise can be said to be direct competitors because they are targeted at young Nigerians, and they are it's both a savings and investment app. And so, comparing, if you are thinking of saving or investing, the chances that Carrywise and Piggyvest are your top two is very, very high. And then you will research which of them to go for and why you should go for either. So that is you conducting products. I'm sorry, competitive analysis. And now, as a product manager, You want to understand the products that I like your product already existing in the market because it's important. We'll go into why competitive analysis is important for product management and product development. The purpose of conducting competitive research is to identify potential gaps and opportunities that might already exist in the market in a bid to plug that gap using your products. Now, competitive analysis also informs product differentiation, and this is basically product differentiation where you're trying to differentiate your product from what already exists in the market. So you might have a similar product. Let's say you're trying to launch a fintech, and there are already a plethora of fintechs in the market, right? There are already a plethora of fintech products in the market. Now, conducting a competitive analysis on in understanding what already exists in the market informs your product strategy and informs how you're able to differentiate your product. Maybe you're now able to say, okay, all these products on the market, they have this feature, and so I'm going to add this feature to my product to make us stand out, and then that becomes your USP, which is your unique selling point. A combination of user research, market research, and competitive analysis informs the requirements gathering process of product development. Market research confirms that there is an audience for your product, which is first and foremost, like I said, ensures that your product is being launched into a viable market. It helps a business confirm the market viability of a new product. After identifying your product and speaking to target users, after identifying your market, speaking to target users then validates your idea or your hypothesis that your product is indeed the solution to a real problem that users in your target demographic are facing. After which you then conduct competitive analysis that reveals insights into gaps that no other product or service has plugged yet. So you see how these three ideologies go hand in hand: user research, market research, and then competitive analysis. Now, as an example, imagine an automobile app existing in a US market is now looking to penetrate the Nigerian market, and they approach you as the product manager. First of all, you have to conduct market research, which will confirm their hypothesis that the Nigerian market is a viable market for their product, first and foremost. And then you now speak to targeted users to further help you decide on the specific pain points that you want this auto product to solve based off the data gathered from user research. Now that you've spoken to users and you found that, oh, there's a need for my products on the market, you now conduct competitive analysis to see what's already existing on the market and then how you can differentiate your product from other existing automobile apps. These activities will inform how you document requirements on PRD for development and design team. It will inform your wireframing steps. It will inform how you interact with managerial stakeholders because you are going to be reporting back to the CEO, back to management on how you are going in the development process. And so doing market research, competitive analysis, user research will inform how you interact with managerial stakeholders. It will also inform how you interact with finance and sales team when you are fine-tuning pricing and sales strategy for the product, and how you collaborate with marketing on developing a go-to-market strategy.